In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to move over?
Ooh.
Give me a little scoochy scooch.
Scrooge down.
Scrooch it.
We can play my favorite game, ouch outro on my hair.
Ouch, ouch, on my beard.
Yeah.
My favorite game is turn the lights off and play a round of Who's in My Mouth.
Already going. Yeah, of course he is.
That's a great one.
What's up, everybody? It is time for another Freedom Friends Master Debate.
Holy shit, John Boy! What time is it?
It's 7:03.
We know what that means.
It's about time to masturbate, boys.
We are the Freedom Friends, and as you may or may not know, every week we do a little debate in our masterful yet mediocre tongues, where we
mediocre debate isn't a word. So
yeah, it's a master debate.
I'm a mediocre debater.
yeah, that's what my wife tells me too.
Yeah.
I don't think that means what you guys think it means.
It totally means what I think it means.
I'm not a master at it.
Yeah, I haven't mastered shit.
At baiting?
I'm masterful at being mediocre.
Yeah. Maybe we should change this to a master mediocre debate.
No, just mediocre debate.
Or a mediocre master debate.
Mediocre bait?
Wait.
It's whatever. It's a fucking master debate. And we're going to fucking do it. Justin, what do you got for us this week, bud?
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
That's what I want to hear.
Fuck, boys.
Fuck boys.
Fuck, boys.
I want to know, in y'all's opinion, what is the best war movie out there?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Star Wars.
Well, all right. So, best?
Real war or fake war?
Best
Yeah,
war,
you didn't give me no parameters.
Most realistic or like best done or what?
I want to know most accurate to...
Ooh.
Act of valor.
Yeah, most accurate. Give me most accurate.
Starship Troopers.
Those goddamn bugs.
Just saying.
Man, most accurate.
Prove me wrong.
Act of valor.
Refresh my memory.
Act of valor is the one that the Navy SEAL team.
Navy SEAL team actually did. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had like actual like military advisors that were there.
I got this.
Grenades, when they blew up, it wasn't this fiery, huge explosion. It was an actual.
Generation Kill doesn't count because it's not a movie.
No, documentaries don't count, do they?
No, documentaries don't count.
Documentaries do not
Generation
count.
Kill wasn't a
I want a
documentary.
scripted,
Generation Kill
I
is
want a
not a
scripted-
No, I know that.
documentary.
I was just asking. I know that.
I mean, it was accurate.
Because
as
Restrepo,
Yeah.
that's pretty goddamn accurate.
It's pretty fucking accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, shout out to my dude, fucking Danny. One of my buddies is from Restrepo.
Well, one of my sergeant majors was the sergeant major.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
One of my guys is in a movie. He
Yeah.
was on the cop. Yeah.
Yeah. Sergeant Major Fields.
He's actually interested in fucking doing a podcast. Actually.
Hey, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Well, once all this bullshit's over, he's down.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good motherfucker. Danny Richardson. He's a good dude.
I've got my movie pool. It's quite possibly the most accurate movie of the military I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Which unit was Restrepo?
Oh,
173rd.
Yeah.
there we go.
Was it 173rd?
Yep.
Why was I thinking that was 101st for some reason?
101st is the Hornet's Nest.
That's what it
Oh,
was. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where my sergeant major was.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Hornet's Nest. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the guys that
Look at
actually
the big brain
showed
on
up?
Brad.
Fuck,
that- was that
the
the-
coming
goddamn
in?
producer?
Is that the
there.
Yeah,
fucking
fucking
101st guys that actually showed up and not the ones that got me this fucking chunk
I
of
don't know
shrapnel
who
in my
the
arm?
fuck that you dealt with, but
Who was in Fallujah?
I don't know. They're shitbags.
Those fucking
The
cunts.
Rock Sons. The Rock
They're rock
Sons.
stars. They're
Fucking-
probably shitbags.
Blame those guys for
Yeah.
everything.
Hot fucking
Fucking
trash.
asshole.
Did they have Tories on their helmet?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
No.
it was a Rock
So
Sons.
the cool thing of the 101st is they have like their unit insignia on the side
Their
of their
brigade.
helmets. Their brigade insignia.
Yeah.
So you can tell what brigade they're from. So it's either a club, a heart, or a
right.
fucking table.
So, Scotty, what's your pool? Most accurate military movie.
You know, fucking Black Hawk Down is probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
good flick.
I mean,
Good flick.
That's a good pull.
I remember watching Black Hawk Down, and
Dick got hard.
yeah, and then my first platoon sergeant was he was in the Ranger Regiment that was at Black Hawk Down, and yeah, I mean that one, goddamn, or what's the
My NCOIC for when I was in RIP, Staff Sergeant Teakle. Sexy legs Teakle is what they called him. This dude's legs were fucking like just. It was insane how this
Deciduous or
he was in
carnivorous?
fucking. You know, he was in Mogadishu too.
So speaking of Black Hawk Down and my first platoon sergeant, I have a no shit story there. I was.
Thinking coniferous or thinking deciduous?
I got it. This is a quick one. So I was a PFC, and my platoon sergeant was a Sergeant First Class Wilson, and for some reason I had to ride with him in his POV, his personally owned vehicle, and we had to stop at right outside the gate. There was that porn video store. And he had to return a porn, and he made me run in and turn it in for him. Sergeant Major, or I'm sure he made Sergeant Major, but he was Sergeant First Class at the time. Sergeant Wilson, you shaped this young private.
Here, kid, go turn this in for me.
Yep.
Looks like with that porn movie, he was trying to shape more than one young private.
Big black chicks and tiny blonde chick. What the fuck?
It was pretty much like that.
I've seen that porno. My boy Herman Crawford had that porno when we were on float. And it was like big black dicks and tiny white chicks. And I was like, fuck you. And he's like, no, it's good. I was like, I'm not watching that. I ended up watching it. By the end of the deployment, I was like, oh, yeah, let me see this shit. Give me that
All right,
warlock.
so
And your
Scotty's got
verdict?
Huh?
yeah,
And your verdict?
most accurate war movie
Was
you've
it
ever
good
seen.
or bad?
Pretty accurate war movie.
There's definitely some people that got PTSD off it.
I got fucking PTSD off of it. Shit.
No, so
So Scotty's got Black Hawk
The
Down.
reason I say Black Hawk Down is because I can relate to it probably the most because it was modern. It was the same equipment. Some of the guys I knew. Now, what's the famous D-Day movie? I'm drawing a blank on it.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
That's what I
Private
figured
Ryan.
you would have gone with if
Saving
you knew
Private
those
Ryan.
guys.
The reason I'm not going to say that one is because I can't imagine D-Day. I don't know. Like, I can't relate to it.
Don't lie to us.
Jazz, you're a son of a bitch.
Yes. Nice.
I was waiting. Like, somebody has to jump on this.
The only thing I can relate close to that was Saving Ryan's Privates.
Yeah.
Shaving Ryan's privates.
Yes. But no,
Quality flick.
like I imagine that it was probably pretty realistic because of what everybody else says about
Apparently,
it.
Spielberg did a shit ton of research
Yeah.
to make that thing as
But when you-
accurate as he could.
And when you
with
look
the
at
information he had available,
and when you look at like how
Still
many
a fictional
people
movie though.
when you look at how many, I'm talking like the opening scene.
That's what I'm saying. But it's a fictional movie based on like
Yeah, but-
like it's a fictional storyline
the thing
based
is,
around
we're
historical
Yeah.
events.
here's the thing: is that we're far better about getting anecdotal stories
Yeah.
with modern warfare because we have so much more availability to that communication, the ability to record it.
Right.
yeah.
World War II, those guys went.
But, and when you
They
look
went for 3-4 years at a shot. They fought the war. They came home, and then there was just like, we won. I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
yeah. And when you
Yeah.
look at
So
like
we didn't have those stories.
how many people died on that beach that day, and
Right.
then what the movie portrays, it has. I mean,
I think the emotion definitely hits.
how can it not be accurate?
Yeah.
But I think Black Hawk Down is the one that I relate to the most. Is like the most.
That's a good pull.
accurate.
It's a damn good movie.
It's a great movie.
a great movie.
It's a great movie, especially that opening
Both of them
scene.
are great movies.
When,
Yeah.
when they pull up and drop the ramps in those fucking.
Oh no, I was
like-
talking about Black Hawk Down. Black
Yeah.
Hawk Down is a fantastic fucking movie. Saving
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan is, I mean, it's a masterwork of cinema,
Yeah.
just in general. But I do have to give it up to that whole crew. They did the homework.
Yeah.
They went and they talked
Yeah.
to World War II veterans and all that kind of stuff. They got
Yeah.
as much information as they could to portray it.
Well, yeah, they had live interviews.
They had live
tagged on
interviews.
them.
They did all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So
Well, that's why,
yes,
like, that's
it's a
what I'm saying,
fictional
like-
story,
like-
but it was woven amongst as much reality as they could
Miniseries
make.
can't count because otherwise the most
Band of
fucking
Brothers.
accurate Band of Brothers would
Yeah.
fucking take it. Band of Brothers, The Pacific, all
So,
based on true events. Like, that shit's fucking real.
I remember getting back from Iraq and Band of Brothers not Band of Brothers.
Did you feel that you weren't accurately portrayed in that movie? In that series?
In Band of Brothers. Could you
No,
corrected a few
I
things?
had it mixed up. What was the first one we were talking about?
Black Hawk Down.
No, the documentary that we were.
So
Restrepo?
when I was
No,
living in Belgium, I got to go to
The
Bastogne,
miniseries.
and I saw Scott's name
Band of Brothers.
scribbled on a wall.
The Pacific.
Scott was
No.
here.
Yeah.
Generation Kill.
Generation Kill.
Right.
So when I got back from Iraq, my aunt said, I hope it wasn't like Generation Kill. And I just wanted to be like, no.
It was fucking exactly like Generation Kill.
No, it wasn't
not
at all
at
like
all.
that. Huh?
It wasn't at all like that. Read the book. That's a more accurate portrayal of what actually happened.
They actually calmed it down for the
Yeah,
show.
yeah. That book is rowdy.
Yeah. That's fucking First Recon, dude. Those
Yeah.
guys are fucking weird.
Okay, so
those are my homies.
So
bro.
Scotty's got Black Hawk Down.
Yeah. It's
Mikey, what do you got?
good.
It's a good pull. by
That's
the
a
way.
good
That's
pull,
a good
man.
fucking pull.
You know what, dude? There's so many. There's so many good war films. I mean, you could go Hamburger Hill if you want to go old school. You could
That
go.
was a good one.
You could go
Apocalypse
fucking
Now.
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, but that wasn't real. Like realistic. Apocalypse Now.
I don't know. Was it?
I don't
but
think
it
so.
fucking could.
But
have
I
been.
understand Charlie still don't surf.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was ever even a question. Like, I don't know.
Whether or not Charlie surfed, I don't think it was a question.
Boys and Company C, you have Full Metal Jacket.
We were soldiers.
We Were Soldiers. Is
That's
a fucking
damn
great
good
pull.
one.
Great
Oh my
movie.
god!
I mean, so
Yeah,
there's
it's
a
a good
lot.
fucking
I haven't
movie.
seen
I'm
that
gonna
in a
actually
couple
say the
years.
most
Great movie.
accurate,
Movie.
Yeah.
based on my experience.
That's
the most,
pre-Psycho Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
the most accurate is Jarhead.
Is that is
With
it,
them like dry humping each other
Yeah.
while the fucking reporters are watching and
Yeah.
they're fucking off and they're being
foot-
dickheads and
football
they're
and
fucking,
Mop 4 and shit? Yeah.
That's the most accurate depiction of a fucking
Except for like
deployment.
the actual
Besides
firefights.
that,
The firefights were weak, but that was also 91. 91 and weak ass
Yeah,
firefights.
that's true.
Desert
You know,
Storm.
like
True.
we're going off fucking
Yeah,
like
that's true.
03, 04
Yeah,
Iraq.
yeah.
That was a different type of fucking
Yeah,
combat.
Desert Storm was a different.
it was
animal.
more fucking on the tank side and an air battle and
It
arty
was also
battle.
6 weeks. I mean,
Fucking 4 days.
The most
bro.
intense
it was 100
firefight-
hours.
well,
the most
whole-
intense
the whole
firefight in that
interaction was
war
6
was
weeks.
the Highway of Death and just like shutting it down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like my I was a weapon squad.
I mean-
and my weapon squad leader was a 240 gunner on the Highway of Death. Like when I first joined the army, I had these fucking leaders that like had this goddamn experience. Like I had a platoon sergeant that was fucking Black Hawk Down. I had a squad leader that was a 240 gunner on the Highway of Death, and he was my 240 gunner or section leader. Like Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had similar experience. I had guys that were in Desert Storm fucking fighting, like, you know, right there in Kuwait and shit,
Yeah.
battling that shit. I had dudes in Saudi, you know, guys that were fighting in Saudi, fucking, like, you know, that.
Yeah.
My brother was a PJ during all that shit. Like, he
Wow.
fucking did all
The
that.
dude that I met?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say
No,
that
no, it's
motherfucker
my-
wasn't a
No,
PJ.
different brother.
My oldest brother, Donnie, he was a PJ
Yeah.
during Desert Storm, yeah. Fucking, I mean, so there's.
First off, nobody's shocked that you went with Jarhead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't want to fucking do, but
Yeah,
honestly,
it's low hanging fruit. It's a good movie.
but
it's low
not a
hanging
good
fruit.
movie. But it's
No, it's an
accurate.
awful
It's
fucking
an awful
movie.
fucking movie.
movie.
I'm talking about accuracy. We fuck off a lot, as
you-
all of us can fucking
Yeah,
say.
okay.
We fuck off a lot.
So at least you didn't fucking say Hurt Locker.
Oh God!
Jesus.
First of all, that's y'all.
No.
That's not anything.
No.
That's
Mikey.
nothing.
That is a
the-
shitty
that was Army,
depiction of
dude.
EOD.
That is the most inaccurate movie
Oh,
they've
yeah.
That
ever
is
fucking
Hey, I'm
made.
pissed off. I'm gonna leave the wire with a pistol.
Yeah.
That is-
okay, bro.
Range 15 was a more accurate war movie than The Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker was somebody that went to GoArmy.com and read the description of EOD and was like, I
Hold
can
my
write this.
beer, I'm
Yeah,
writing this
yeah.
I got this.
Ridiculous.
What's Jeremy Renner doing? Is he not playing in bars right now?
Yeah.
We'll fucking sign him.
Okay, so far we've got Black Hawk Down,
Yes, sir.
and we're going with Jarhead.
Go with Jarhead is the most accurate, not the best.
All right. He's asked most accurate.
You said accurate, right?
He didn't say best, he said accurate.
I did say accurate.
Most accurate.
Because if we're going best, I'm still sticking with Starship Troopers.
I agree. That's the most wanted.
Johnny fucking Rico.
I wish that was real.
well,
Yeah.
we're going fucking Red Dawn. Bring it
That'd
on.
be fun. That'd be fun.
All right, so most accurate. You got Jarhead. Johnny Boy.
I'm sticking with Act of Valor for just straight up weapon proficiency and tactile accuracy on it. Like
when that
the,
Swick fucking boat
dude,
came
it's
in.
fucking
that was
strong
fucking
like
dope,
bull,
dude.
Fuck me.
That is a dope fucking scene, bro. when
that is the
when
best
Swick
scene.
just opens up
Right?
with that minigun.
Oh, you see
dude.
those tracers ripping through the fucking
Dude,
trees?
I don't think there was
Oh,
a soft
goddamn.
cock in that theater, bro.
No,
That was a
no.
great fucking show.
So I'm gonna stick with that, just based off of gaining fire superiority and accuracy when it comes down to weapon uses and team usages and stuff like that.
Are those movies allowed to not have the whole water breach scene where like the head just comes out of the water?
Oh no, they have to.
Like it's like I think it's like
It's
somewhere
written.
they
It has to be
it's like a
written.
contractual
If you're gonna-
obligation.
If you're gonna make a
right? Like,
movie about a
Charlie
Navy
Sheen,
SEAL,
Navy SEAls.
that was in there too.
if you're
just
gonna
to
make a
lift
movie
out
about
of
a
the
Navy
water.
SEAL, that like
You have to have the
it
water
has
break.
to be in
Yeah.
that. It has to be in that.
Has to be like calm water.
And then just a head just
Just a
comes
head
out of it,
pop.
and then the rifle just follows behind it.
Yep,
Just-
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
and everybody that's not a SEAL
Jazz,
just goes,
what's your pull?
what's my pull?
Yeah.
Most accurate military movie
Most
I've ever seen?
accurate.
In the Army Now with Pauly Shore.
Good old Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
That's about as good as Hurt Locker. Fuck.
Fucking, we didn't say good. We said the most accurate.
Now, hold on.
I've never seen that camper.
I am going to
anywhere.
defend Jazz.
No,
here
you're
for a
thinking of
minute.
Stripes.
You're that Stripes.
You're thinking of Stripes.
You're thinking of Stripes.
No,
Which,
no,
don't
no.
get me wrong,
I'm talking
Stripes
about-
would be awesome.
But in the Army now.
Razzle dazzle.
You're right. You're right.
In the Army Now with Pauly Shore.
I'm going to defend Jazz now on this one.
No, he's right on.
Okay, because Scott. So our
It's
experience
accurate.
in basic training, going through schools in the military. We're
Okay.
infantry guys, and we went through a bunch of schools, right? Mikey, you're going through your schools. You're in 03 series.
Yep.
You went through all the same fucking shit, just with Marines yelling at incomprehensible words. Right?
Mikey knows
So-
exactly
I'm
what I
good.
just
I'm
said.
good.
We
Yeah,
all
really.
have the same experience of going through basic training.
Sure.
Jazz went through a different type of base training,
Sure.
and he directly relates that to in the Army now. So for him, that is the most accurate movie.
Jazz
It
went
makes
through
perfect
water
sense.
purification training.
No, I go within the Army
Right
Now.
on, buddy.
I go within the Army Now, and the reason being is that the number of people that I saw that joined the military and then were just like utterly shocked that they were in the military was just like
What was the movie with Danny DeVito where he was a teacher for the army?
Oh no.
What was that?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
But in the Army Now,
What was the name of that movie?
like the number of people that I saw that were just like, "Are we really doing this?" And I
This
was like,
isn't where I parked my car.
"You're in the Army."
Renaissance Man?
Yes, Renaissance.
Oh,
Man.
Renaissance Man.
That was an underrated flick.
But
I don't remember.
yeah, so I'm going with In the Army Now, and
That's
then just
how underrated.
also just the sheer amount of what the fuck that was going on in that movie. Like I just look at it from a mental standpoint
I
of
imagine there's
watching that
many
movie.
privates that have called their first sergeant sergeant.
What was
and
the
that
one
has
with
not ended well for them.
What
just
was
like
the
it
one
did
with
for him.
Gunny Highway?
Heartbreak Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very accurate movie. Very accurate. That was about Beirut. That was about the fucking fight in Beirut.
Yeah.
In '82.
But the basic training fucking scenes are great, where they all come out with different fucking tops.
Well,
on all the time.
that wasn't basic training, but that was like them fucking.
yeah,
they
yeah.
were in their platoon. They were in the fleet,
Yeah.
but they were recon platoon, and nobody ever. And that's literally how recon is.
Yeah.
They're like
The-
they're like the forgotten assholes of if you have
Dude,
a fucking platoon attached.
when
this
I
is-
was in the scout platoon and we were in an infantry scout platoon in a cav unit. That's how it was.
yeah,
That's how it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Like nobody
I
fucking.
mean, like, well, that was before they had like recon companies,
Right.
and recon battalions and shit. That was when they had like a recon platoon assigned to an infantry company.
Yeah.
That platoon never did fuck all.
yeah.
So they were all like
Oh,
that.
they
They were
did
all
recon.
like shitbags. Nobody gave a fuck.
did
You know,
recon.
they were fucking yeah, like fuck.
We weren't necessarily shitbags, but we were like nobody knew what to do with this. You know, like
Oh yeah, there's just some redheaded
Go ask Scout
stepchild
Platoon.
of the military.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm in a Delta, like 19 Delta battalion who are scouts, but we're infantry scouts, and like none of them wanted to like acknowledge that we were like better
than
at
they were.
scouting.
Now the movie I relate to the most because of my MOS and just the sheer questions I got
the men who stare at goats.
is The Men Who Stare at
I
Goats.
knew you were gonna say that. Every time I watch that movie
What's
since
that,
I've met you, I've been
what's
like,
that other one?
fucking jazz.
Yeah, that's the one I get the most. I relate to the most
You're
because
like
it's the one that
do you
is.
cloud bust.
All right, it's the one that I get the most questions about. Is like,
What about Zero Dark 30? Fuck you both.
That would probably. That's
All right,
more
so-
Mikey, isn't it?
So Zero, no, that was Navy SEALs. That was SEAL Team 6.
That's what Marines want to be.
Zero Dark 30. No, that's all the contractors.
No.
No,
No,
that's,
you're
that's
talking-
Bin Laden thing.
Yeah, that was Bin
this
Laden.
What movie is
this
that
all-
You're
then?
talking 13
Zero Dark
hours.
30.
13
My bad,
hours.
yeah.
13,
Yeah,
13
yeah.
hours is a great fucking
That's
flick.
a great one. But
That's
Zero Dark
amazing
30
movie.
is all the interrogation stuff leading up to
Yeah.
the raid.
If you want to watch a good film that more accurately depicts the fucking raid on Bin Laden, it's a shitty B movie, but it's called SEAL Team 6.
Which
And it-
one? There's like 800.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with Charlie Sheen.
No. This has got the kid from fucking Never Back Down. Like
Oh,
the rich
Jesus.
kid that played in Never Back Down and shit. Like, I mean, it's look up SEAL Team
The
6.
dance movie?
No.
Which one was Never Back Down?
Never Back Down was the MMA movie.
Yeah,
The shitty MMA movie. It was so bad.
it was rough.
Wow.
What's his name?
Who cares?
You know what? You know what one is also amazing that nobody brought up? 12 Strong.
No, I was literally about to bring that up. I was like, what about our horse soldier boys in
Yeah.
12
Yeah.
strong?
Yeah.
That
I
was
mean,
a great flick.
like really good flick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And from what I understand, stayed pretty close to how they
Somewhat.
handled it.
somewhat.
You can only look. Here's
It's
the deal.
weird
The
because
book,
like
the book was good.
Here's the deal with war movies.
Did you read
And
it?
here's something that
No, I listened
everybody
to it.
needs to understand about war movies. Is I know everybody thinks that like you deploy, you get there, you get off the plane, and then you're in a firefight for the next
Yeah.
year, and then you
killing
get on a
people.
plane and you come home.
that's
No.
not accurate.
And that's just not accurate.
But you have to have that Hollywood spin on it,
Yeah.
or else.
Right. But
you're
to
not gonna
put that
sell
into
movies.
2 hours,
If
it
they,
needs
if they
to
did a
feel
movie
like
about
that.
what we did,
Oh my god!
Be
a
boring as
2-hour
fuck.
movie.
it would be a
it's,
comedy.
it's
First-
an hour and a half of fucking off.
But the
2
first
hours of
20
me
minutes
sitting
of
there.
a fight, and then the other half of us. Just let me turn my fucking gear in.
Here's the here's the shittiest
It's
part
clean,
about that. though.
goddammit, I
The sh-
promise.
I
the
fucking
shitty-
cleaned it 6 times, bro. Fuck you.
The shittiest part about it would never make the light of day in the theater because it couldn't get rated.
Yeah.
And if,
yeah,
and if
yeah.
Never
Hollywood
do it.
made it, it wouldn't be accurate enough to portray actually what happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Telling you
Sure.
right now, as soon as I get back fucking Conus, I'm going to fuck your mom first thing because you won't turn this shit back in. I clean this shit.
How do we?
I swear to God.
Dude,
how do we do
That's
this
blood.
scene?
It doesn't fucking come off. Was there blood on your flag? Because I
Dude.
got shot, motherfucker.
Dude, I was in.
Well,
I was getting.
I'm like-
I was getting out of the army, and when you turn in your shit, right?
Yeah.
My
We got a buddy of ours that got shot by Uday and Kusei security guard.
yeah. He got shot right in the collar, and
It went out his back into his back plate.
I'm next to this guy going through what's it called where you turn your shit in?
CIF.
CIF.
Sif, yeah.
Going through CIF, and he goes to turn in his body armor, and this fucking bitch, this fucking cunt behind the counter is like, we can't accept this. It's damaged and it has
There's a hole in it,
dirty.
stains.
And he's like, yeah, I was fucking shot, and like shows her the scar. He's like, what do you want me to do about it? You know? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like,
So I learned that you have to go to your fucking supply guy, and he gives you a mat, and you have to fill out this thing, and it's like a hazmat fucking mat. And then you have to bring them back that piece of paper, and they're like, oh, it was damaged? Okay. And they sign off. And it's like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's
Like,
retarded.
the bureaucratic garbage.
There was a cat that got shot, and it penetrated his Mitch, hit his skull, rode around his skull because it pierced the skin because it came at an angle, rode around his skull, and then penetrated the back of his Mitch. So he had an entry wound and an exit wound.
I would have told CF I lost that motherfucker.
and
Yeah,
his,
I'd have kept that
for his
bitch,
fucking
dude.
Mitch.
Yeah.
And
How
in his
much-
head,
How much is it? I'll pay for it.
and in his head had a fucking entry wound and exit wound, but it never actually went through the cranial
Oh, that's so
cavity. It
awesome.
skinned around the skull and then came out the back. They tried to charge this motherfucker for his Mitch because he got shot in the fucking head.
It's like, go fuck yourself.
It was just
You
like,
know how much
are you
fun I could
fucking
have if I had
serious?
those scars? Oh my god. I'd walk like day one, I'd walk into a new job and just be like super cripple. Like, sorry, I got shot and it came out the back. And day two, I'll be like crushing giant spreadsheets. Like, what's up, bitches?
But that's the military, but that's never going to make it into
Yeah.
the movies.
Yeah, they're
It's
not gonna
always
put
going
that
to be
shit in
shit like,
Well, that's why I'm saying Jarhead's accurate.
yeah.
Because it deals with all the bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
all
why
the
I'm
fuck
saying
around.
in the army now is accurate. For
Yeah, yeah, fucking
In the
for
army
real.
now, yeah.
Like there are some accurate fucking depictions out there.
Yeah.
They're
If you
just
really
not what
want
you
to,
think
if
that
you
they
want
are.
to see the accurate shit, go find the military comedies, and they're far more accurate than any of the
and
combat driven ones.
we need one
Major Pain.
We need one Vietnam vet. We need one Vietnam vet to weigh in on this. Full Metal Jacket. Bullshit or semi-accurate?
Weren't you there?
No, motherfucker.
Not in the Marines.
I think
The boot camp is
I was
accurate.
going to say, I think the boot camp piece is
fucking
accurate.
Well, because
And the reason I say the boot camp is accurate because it hasn't fucking changed.
Well, that and
it rarely changed between watching fucking that and going to boot camp in the late 90s.
that and Lee Ermey was the drill sergeant.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be an advisor.
He was just a consultant
He
Yeah.
was a consultant
and did
then-
so good
and
they
they
cast him.
fucking shit canned the
Well,
actor.
the
and made
actor
him-
was garbage, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And
Yeah.
he just fucking showed him how to do it. And they were like, "We're keeping this guy."
Well, that whole dress
fucking
down
Lee Ermey.
scene where he's going and just fucking working the privates from top to bottom,
Off the top of
all
his head.
ad lib.
How do we know that Arlie Ermy wasn't just like B-roll, advising on how it's supposed to be done, and they just shot the whole thing and they're like,
No, they
"Yeah,
did.
we got our fucking
That's
movie."
exactly
Basically what happened.
That's exactly what you're
They
seeing
had-
in that
they had a
scene. None of
different
that was
actor.
scripted.
When he's
They
like,
had
"Do you
a-
suck dicks, sir? No, sir. Are you a Peter Puffer, sir? No bullshit." That's all him fucking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like showing the guy how to do it.
I bet you the best part of your mom fucking raised
Slid down the crack of your ass and ended up as brown sand of mattress. I think you've been cheated.
How tall are you?
Me too,
6'1", sir.
Sergeant.
Holy shit! I didn't know they stack shit that high,
Private fucking Joker.
dude.
Oh god.
My
That was
basic
great.
training, a
Don't eat it for
motherfucker,
it. Choke
Let you
yourself.
fuck my sister.
a motherfucker showed up to my basic training and quoted that movie to a drill sergeant, and got destroyed for like
If we didn't, we got destroyed.
and got destroyed for like 4 hours.
I watched that movie every day for like a month before I went to boot camp. Every fucking day to like psych myself out. Like, all right, here we go.
Mikey's ready for it. Is that you, John Wayne?
Is this me?
That's me. That's me.
Dude, we were all like, fuck. And the funny thing is I'm far from being the only one that did that shit.
MICKEYMOUSE.
Who almost
It's a
didn't
great-
spell mouse right?
Look, regardless,
That was me.
accuracy or not,
Just
that
listen, I'm like, what?
is a great fucking. That's a great fucking film. Which is why on our last debate, I said Arlie Ermy would somebody I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
getting stuck in quarantine
COVID
with.
with?
I told
I
you.
like COVID with Arlie
I
Ermy.
told you I met the dude.
Yeah,
Cat's
we get
a
it. Every
fucking
Marine
good
has a
dude.
fucking I met Arlie Ermy story.
Scott and I met him.
It's like every person in the
I had
Navy is a
pictures with
SEAL.
him. I met him twice. 3 times.
See, he's met him twice, three times.
Fuck this one up.
Oh, way to go, bud.
Fuck this one up.
By the way, if anybody listens to this that's in the U.S. Navy and isn't a SEAL, fucking throw us a message because I would like to
Can
meet
we
the
just,
one
like,
jazz?
motherfucker in the Navy that's not a SEAL.
Jazz.
That's not how this works.
I have
Let me-
only
let me
met
meet a
one
decade,
person.
dude.
I've met thousands of people in the Navy.
Or
All SEALs.
Corpsman. Not Corpsman
Only
either.
one has not been a SEAL.
That's a,
Except Corpsman.
And
Because Corpsman will be like, no, I'm a Corpsman.
yeah.
I was with Marines
apparently
the
there
whole
are
time.
more
The one
Navy
guy-
SEAls.
It was Mikey.
The one
and he's
guy-
a Marine.
the one guy I was talking to,
Nate.
I'm like, hey, he's like, I was in the Navy. I'm like, wow, what'd you do in the Navy? He's like, I'm a cook. And I'm like, you're fucking awesome. Thank you.
Dude, you're the best dude I've ever
and
met
he's
ever.
like, what do you mean? I'm like, everybody that I've ever met
All
ever
SEAls.
in
All
the
of them.
Navy has all been SEAls.
And I contracted with one guy, and he was a fucking douchebag. And if you're listening, fuck you, you fucking cunt. But
Fuck you.
He was a fucking. But he was a fucking. He was straight up. He was like, no, I was a cook in the Navy.
Yeah.
And I was like, were you actually a cook? Because you're a security contractor, and you have to have the resume. He's like, no, I just got in early before they really checked. And I was like, oh, he's like, I've been contracting for years. And he goes, I've been contracting for years.
So
and
now he's got the contract
now he's got
resume
the
and nobody
resume.
cares.
And
yeah.
they're like, all right, yeah, he's got the shit. He's got the sticks.
Nice.
He's a fucking worthless contractor. He was one of the laziest cunts I ever met in my
Because
life.
he was a cook.
So
Speaking of, what's his name? Steven.
I will tell you guys off air more about this guy.
His name is Steven Seagal.
Nah, I would rather have had Steven Seagal than this fucking
dude,
lazy
I would
piece
deploy
of
with
shit.
Steven Seagal.
That
That's
dude-
at least
what's
you're not
that?
bored.
What's that war movie with Steven Seagal where he was a cook?
Yeah,
Jesus fucking Christ.
What is it?
Navy SEAls.
That's a
No.
yeah, it's Navy SEAls.
No.
Is it? No.
Yeah, it's Navy SEAL 7. I
Whoa.
don't know what the fuck movie he was
I
in.
just love the fact that
oh,
Steven
fuck, what is it? It's
Steven Seagal was in the Navy.
Men of Honor? Sniper?
no.
No.
Oh, Sniper is a
As
good
soon
movie.
as you say it, I'll know it.
No, that was shit.
I liked Men of Honor. He was a cook.
Yeah, Men of Honor was a great
That's a
movie.
good fucking
Yeah,
Code of Honor?
That was a good fucking
Code of
movie,
Honor?
Code of Honor.
Code of Honor, yes.
too. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a shit movie.
Oh, that sucked.
Fuck you.
It's a Steven Seagal flick.
Yeah,
Of course
Steven
it was a
Seagal.
shit.
They're all shit
Name one
movies.
good Steven Seagal movie.
Navy SEALs.
No, good.
Navy SEALs is amazing.
Now,
What's one good Steven Seagal movie?
you know what? You know why Navy SEALs pisses me off.
What's
Jazz?
the one where he plays
you're
the
not one?
fat
No,
guy?
Navy SEALs the
with a
movie.
ponytail.
It's all of them. It's all of them.
Time out. Navy SEALs the movie pisses me off because I grew up thinking if I had thermo sights, I could see through walls. And then when I got issued a thermosight,
Like, oh,
and I,
damn
could,
it, waiting for.
I couldn't even see through a window. I was fucking irate.
He was like,
Fuck
"This is
Navy.
all
You
shit."
can't see
Fuck
anything.
you, Navy
He's
SEAls.
on 8 feet.
How
It's
dare you,
just-
Charlie
Oh,
Sheen?
you can
How
see
dare you?
everything unless there's a window or a wall in front of you.
Yeah,
I
that is
forgot
useless.
that fucking
Fuck.
Charlie Sheen was a Navy SEAL too.
Goddamn, yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
God.
Yeah,
Charlie Sheen's
but-
done it all.
I mean, but you need tiger blood to see through the windows
Yeah.
in a thermal.
Oh, that's
So
what it
speaking
was.
of cooks and clerks, I got a story for you.
Okay.
And I was not here for this story, but it is about my grandfather, so I feel like I'm entitled to be able to tell this story.
Absolutely. Dude, this is
You
a rare,
are more
this-
than I am.
This is a rare. Hey, this is a
Scott
rare
was there.
occurrence.
Scott
this
was
is
there.
a so-no shit
On a
on
debate.
a debate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
So-
think Scott was there.
To preface this, I will say
Probably.
that both of my grandfathers did 30 plus years in the U.S. Army. My
I
father.
was CIB with 3 stars, bitch.
Congratulations. My grandfather on my father's side
It's cute.
did 31 years as a field artillery officer, 2 tours in Vietnam, and actually denied his Purple Heart because, as he described it, I am not going to take a Purple Heart because the dumbasses in the fire base behind me don't know how to aim.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I fucking appreciated that level of integrity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, my grandfather, upon his retirement, was working in D.C. at the Pentagon along with my grandmother.
I don't want to tell you guys about the Purple Heart I denied.
Yeah, well, you can tell us his name later. And so they retired in a town in Virginia called Vienna. Vienna, Virginia is a little town. It's one of those little suburb towns outside D.C. because
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
actually lives in D.C.
Yeah.
Like if you work there, you live in a town outside of it.
Sure.
Commuted in. That's where I spent a lot of my summers and stuff like that up until my grandfather's death. But I wasn't here for this. When my father first entered the military and got his commission, so he was enlisted first, then did the Green to Gold program and commissioned, so this was early 90s, commissioned to the military, went up to see my grandfather, because at this point my grandfather retired, went up to see him as this newly minted officer, and they went out to the Vietnam War Memorial, because my grandfather did 2 tours in Vietnam. And being field artillery, knew quite a few cats whose names is on that wall, so they went up to do their thing.
Right.
So they're sitting there, and my grandfather was a very understated man. So regardless of what he had accomplished in his life and what he had provided for his wife and everything he'd accomplished, all the accolades and all that kind of stuff, it was in his office in the house. But other than that, was not a showboater. Didn't walk around with
professional.
a quiet professional. Didn't wear the hat. Didn't do any of that kind of stuff. Like all of my memories of my grandfather was, a polo shirt tucked into his khakis and did his own house repairs and always mowed his own lawn. That
Yeah.
exactly what you think of when you think of a dyed in the wool American.
Sure.
So he was there at this wall, khakis, polo, whole 9 yards. He's looking at the wall, finds some of the names that he needs. He knows the names he's looking for, and so he's working the wall for the list to find what he wants. And he looks over, and there's a cat over there with, the fucking fatigue shirt on and his dog tags out and the whole 9 yards. About my grandfather's age. And he's sitting there just trying to gain as much attention as he can, has the black hat on with the big fucking Vietnam veteran tag on it, the whole 9 yards.
Dude's like,
So he looks over.
It's like Mikey's Jeep.
fuck you.
That fucking red stripe gives it away every time, man. So my father said,
Somewhere
he was
out
like,
there, there's
he was
a
like,
recruiter going, my name's not fucking Mikey. What the fuck?
I don't know why they keep talking shit about me.
so my father looks at my grandfather and goes, who do you think he's looking for? He looks over and he goes, don't really know. He goes, well, did he serve with you? Was he in? He looks over at him. He goes, no. he was only one of two things. He goes, what's that? And he goes, cook or clerk. And my father goes, no, that can't be right. He's got the uniform and everything. He's like, be right back. My grandfather walks off, walks over to this cat, leaves my father where he is, walks over to this cat, comes back over to my father, goes back to the wall, finds the name he wants, touches it, looks back at my father and goes, cook. Turned around and walked off. That was it. That was the whole 9 yards. Was just so just made me think of that story we were talking about. I was a Navy
right
cook.
on, dude.
Speaking of field artillery and movies, I just watched one called Danger Close.
Oh, that's great.
If you haven't seen it, you got to watch
That's
it.
fucking great.
Really?
Yeah. Who was with the Australian.
Yeah, I watched that too.
Yeah.
We had a friend of ours. Actually, he was on the show, Jim Bono.
Yeah.
The Fuck You,
recommended
Sir.
it. Yeah.
Big
Fuck
Jim.
You, Sir episode.
Yeah, Big Jim's good.
Yeah.
Big Jim.
Motherfucker shot off his own finger.
because he was a tanker.
That was the one
dude.
I was late for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Jim's the guy that fucking ND'd in his own house and shot his finger off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll appreciate us bringing that back up.
I give him shit every chance.
Good job,
I get.
Jim. Good job.
That's why you never trust an officer with a pistol.
It's funny because he flips me off and his half pinky stands up. I'm like, bro, put your pinky down. He's like, fuck you. But no, we were
Was it 1.5 birds? Like, what is that?
All right.
we were having some drinks and cigars the other night, and he recommended that movie to us.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
a
I'm
good
pretty
movie.
sure we both went back and watched
All right,
it.
we'll
but
try it.
It was fucking. It's on Amazon Prime.
I'm into it.
Give it a shot.
And
But it's based on a real.
It's based on a real event.
Yeah.
And it's fucking.
It's good.
Like he literally how he put it was, if you understand how field artillery works and you understand how the battery operates, watch that movie and you're just going to be like, fuck, they nailed it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like,
Well,
yeah.
and I like the level of shitbaggery in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to talk shit on,
Ooh, fuck! I just got another one. Dead presidents.
I'm going to talk shit on
fuck off.
on Vietnam vets for just a little bit. But every movie I watch about Vietnam, and I don't know if it's accurate because I wasn't there, motherfuckers. But every movie I watch,
That's
Too
because
old.
that wasn't the
You were-
Great
You were
War.
too
Yeah.
old for that one.
You skipped that one.
they're like all out of uniform and like the, I don't know, what do you call it? I don't know, their behavior's just not the way
They're disciplined.
their discipline is just not like it is now. And I'm like, man, if I had a bunch of shitbags like that in my platoon, I'd be a little upset, you know. But
All right, so to wrap it up, the mediocre advice that we're going to give you if you want to see what it's like to actually be in the military is Black Hawk Down, Jarhead, Act of Valor, and In the Army Now.
If you mix
Pretty
those
much,
four
if you
movies
mix those
together,
four
You will
together,
get. You will encompass all.
That's
you're
a fucking film,
There
dude.
you go. You're
Now
pretty much going to
remember,
know what the fuck is
3
going on.
out of the 4 of us were infantry when you watch these 4 movies.
3 out of the 4 of us can pass, or 3 out of the 4 of us can't pass the ASVAB. Like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, I passed it. Let
You
me
got an
know.
86 on that motherfucker, dude. Come on.
114, be
Horrible. Well, first off, that would probably your GT score because the ASVAB
was.
caps at 99.
It was. That was my
Hey,
GT.
you
It
need to
did
use
then.
smaller
It doesn't now. Now it goes higher.
So,
I don't know why it goes higher now.
extended.
They
It's a
changed-
sliding scale.
They changed it. But yeah, I got an 80. I got an 86 on the ASVAB.
that's cute.
I took the old one.
Look, I get
I
it.
took the old
99.
one,
All right,
too.
clear. Jazz, what was your GD score? Just out
My
of
GT?
curiosity. Yeah.
157.
Holy fuck!
It doesn't go that high, bitch.
It does. It goes to 160.
120.
It goes to
No,
160.
it goes to 160.
Because I got a 125, man, and I thought I was like
It goes to
not
160.
dumb.
157. I was a 98 ASVAB with a 157 GT. I finished the test in 24 minutes.
Good God!
I got a 103.
All right, so in my defense, I had to retake
Actually,
it
I
because
can't
I
remember.
fucked off the first time.
I had to pee the whole time.
and when I retook it, I took it on a computer.
That's why I took it so fast.
and so
I had to piss so bad.
I took it on a computer, and it was like, this is like the late 90s. The computers weren't great.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, D, and it wouldn't do anything. And I'd be like,
You'd be like,
I said D.
In between Oregon Trail.
And it wouldn't
He was taking the ass
Fuck yeah.
I'm always blown away
I
when people.
get it. Justin died of typhoid, whatever. All right. D. And then I would be like, motherfucker, D. And it would be like, D, 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 D. I'd be like, no, I don't fucking answer D. Like, so it fucked me like 4 times during that.
So,
the D fucked you, huh?
The D
Yeah,
fucked
the
me.
D fucked him.
The fucking D fucked me.
All
as
right.
it does everybody.
fuck boys.
Fuck boys.
On that.
That brings us to the end of this master debate. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh,
Freedom Friends Podcast, wherever your podcasts are sold. And check out our merch, Jazz.
Teespring.com/store/Freedom Friends.
That's right. We'll put
And that's T with 2
the
E's.
link down here in
the
the
links.
description.
And go show the world that you're as mediocre as the rest of us.
Because
And
clearly
we
we
fucking
are.
appreciate it.
We are all about a half a bottle of JMO down.
Oh, yeah.
And until
for
next
Jazz.
time, I'd like to thank
Wait,
all
hold
of
it
you
now.
sons
gotta
of
tell the
bitches for
people.
being my freedom friends.
Tell the people who they need to tell.
And then,
Tell your mom.
if you like how mediocre this is, tell your friends, tell your mom, and most importantly, tell your mom's friends.
Mom's friends.
Yeah. And like, share, subscribe, and smash all of them buttons, and leave us a review because fuck, we love it when you do that kind of shit.
We really do.
So, boys, thank you for being my freedom friends.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And to all of you out there in podcast land, we fucking love you, and we thank you for being our freedom friends. And we'll see you next time. We're off to watch some more. We're off to watch some more mediocre movies.
Thank you, Matthew.
Matthew,
Thanks, Matt.
Matthew, guys, thank you so
My dude.
much for the Jameson brother.